Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got an overview and a little bit of a discussion to share with you guys. This is the Knife Joker exclusive Spyderco Manix 2 in Mystic Green FRCP, which is, I have to get this little thing out again, I always forget what it's called. Fiberglass reinforced copolymer, fiberglass reinforced nylon, the FR and the injection mold plastic. It's all relatively similar, right? FRCP and 20CV. These originally sold for, if I'm not mistaken, about $126, which is a great deal. I have reviewed the Manix 2 many times in many different forms. It is a recommendable knife. They are made in the United States. Also, they come in a wide variety of different flavors. You can get the standard one in G10 and S30V. You can get the lightweight one in, I think it's CTS BD1 in the lightweight material. You can also get them in like S110V, and there's a whole bunch of different, there's a ton of them. I'll link them all right down below, the ones you can actually get. The Spyderco Manix 2 is also, in my opinion, the most recommendable and probably most capable lightweight design. I will point this out. FRCP, or fiberglass reinforced nylon, right? It might feel cheaper than G10, but it's got to be about the same strength. I think some people have actually suggested that it's stronger. The G10 variants come with usually some sort of steel reinforcement on the inside, which the lightweight versions don't have. I'm not convinced the Manix 2 needs it because I think a lot of the integrity comes from the lock, which is this steel part right here. So I'm not sure that there's anything the G10 one can do that this one can't. It also makes this knife balance out a lot better, and it feels incredibly lightweight for being a full-size and incredibly capable knife. So yeah, if you're wondering, without having to watch the rest of this video, the Manix 2 in general is incredibly recommendable. And it's US made, so that's great. This was a dealer exclusive, so it came and went. That always makes people a little bit upset. The whole sprint run thing makes people more upset, right? But this is a dealer exclusive thing. If you want to make sure that you don't miss out on dealer exclusives like this one, then you need to go sign up for email notifications through the Knife Joker or whoever your favorite retailer is. I've got River's Edge Cutlery, GP Knives, Blade HQ, DLT Trading, and a number of others right down below. So you can do that because most of them all have their own exclusives that people don't like to miss. Thanks so much to my generous patrons who are supporting me right now. There's a link for Patreon right down below, and please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. I guess we'll do some quick measurements. We don't really need to do a whole lot here. For anybody who doesn't know, the Manix 2 is 8 inches overall and has roughly a 3.4-inch blade with a 3-inch cutting edge because of a generous forward choil. This particular lightweight variant weighs, I think it's like 2.86 ounces, so that's great. Amazing. That's ultra lightweight on this channel. You might define it differently, but I define it that way. Some of the steel reinforced G10 Manix 2 variants will weigh 5 ounces or 4.5 ounces, depending on whether or not the liners are milled out, which is like, for example, the S30V, the standard version of the Manix 2 comes with full steel liners, and the S110V or Blurple variants, which I don't know if are available anymore, had milled out liners and weighed 4.5 ounces. So there you go. So, yeah, this was a cool one. I really actually particularly liked the Mystic Green look, and it's looking more blue on camera than it does in my light. In my light, it's more of an emerald green. I don't know why my camera is like, no, it's blue. My camera is like insisting that it's blue. It doesn't have a problem with any other colors, but man, it looks different through the camera. Maybe we all see colors differently. I'm sure you guys have thought about that. This is incredibly smooth, way smoother than the Manix 2s that I've had. Look at this. Golly. Just glides shut. No blade play up, down, left, or right, and 20 CV steel. This was an excellent value. Really cool. But darn it, you can't get it now. I've said this many times, and I'm using this upload as an excuse to talk about it again. I can understand why Spyderco does sprint runs. You know, it's not like I could run their business, but I can understand from a business standpoint why they do that. And people like them. Pride of ownership, right? The whole collector thing. Same with dealer exclusives. I understand why they do that. because then it gives people a reason to go and check out a specific dealer that they may not have experienced yet. And Spyderco knives are very popular. Why don't they just make more? Why don't they just make more? I hear that question all the time. Guys, nobody can snap their fingers. And I'm not saying guys like all of you. Like for the 1% of people who are just yelling that into the sky without having done any research, right? The vast majority of you guys know why they can't just do that. But for those of you just yelling that, right? Like the mailman goes by and you're like, why don't they just make more? And he takes off running because he doesn't know what you're talking about. It's because the orders have to be done way ahead of time. And I mean like 6 months to a year ahead of time. On top of that, the dealer has to pay for all of them. Now they get a discount because they're going to turn around and make a profit, right? They have to pay for them, right? So it depends on that dealer's budget, how much they can afford, right? Most online retailers probably can't afford to purchase 10,000 knives, right? That's even if they are discounted. They probably can't do that because they've got a monthly and quarterly and yearly budget to deal with. On top of that, Spyderco probably also has a manufacturing limit because think about everything that they do. They're doing however many different dealer exclusives at any one time that are anywhere from 6 months to a year out. Then they're doing their own sprint runs and their own production models. And did you know Spyderco has a gojabillion production models spread across the USA, Taiwan, Japan, Germany, Italy. Germany? I think I made Germany up. China and Italy. Yeah, they make a lot of stuff. They are huge. Definitely. They can make a lot of stuff, but it's not like anybody can go, oh, geez, everybody, we should have known exactly 3,247 people wanted these, and we only made 2,450. They can't predict that. They can't. So it's easy to, for people to jump to the conclusion, they're evil, and the retailer's evil, and I want what I want, right? You just, to me, it's just like, oh, I'm sorry, not everybody got one, but, I'm just saying, like, don't think that Spyderco's like, yeah, we're going to make less. Yeah, this'll get them. No. Obviously, Spyderco and all the retailers are interested in optimizing and selling as many as possible, but it's definitely a numbers game. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend to know everything. I'm defending, and I probably don't have nearly all the information. I'm giving you guys what I know, right? And I just want people to keep in mind, there's always other stuff out there. There will always be more exclusives. There will always be more sprint runs, right? Nobody's going to get their hands on all, well, the people in the collectors group do. The Spyderco Collectors Group, which is very expensive. If you want to Google that, you can. But for everybody else, including me, we're just not going to get them all, right? You're not always going to get the one you want either. Now, this brings me to the second part of the discussion, one that I've brought up many times. Spyderco, for the love of God, do a custom shop like Benchmade. Like, I can understand like certain things, like how River's Edge Cutlery does their very unique FDE PVD coated blades and the OD green, right? They did the PM2, the Para 3, the Shaman, right? That should always remain. It's the avocado thing, right? That's theirs. Other dealers, like DLT likes to do the red G10 with the twin. Well, maybe a more unique example would be like St. Nick's red with the black 4V, or Blade HQ's natural or JG10 with the DLC coated or satin finished M4. Those are, exclusives that we've all come to know. But I think some more standard colors, not all of them, but some more standard colors in either FRN or G10 should be made available through the custom shop. And over time it can grow, but it would be really nice to just have a couple of different steels, right? Maybe something basic. Maybe you have your S30V, and then you have something interesting like Crewwear, and then you have something like 20CV for a premium option, or S90V, right? There's no reason they can't do it exactly like Benchmade. The way that Benchmade's custom shop is set up is great. And you know what, guys? It's really expensive to build a custom Benchmade. But people just don't complain about it as much because you can get exactly what you want. I am absolutely happy to pay more money to get exactly what I want. And you may not be able to get that with this hypothetical. I'm saying, like, you know, I just told people, like, you can't expect Spyderco to snap their fingers and just make something happen. And then I'm like, Spyderco, snap your fingers and make this happen, right? That's not what I'm saying. And then I mean, like, this is something that would be really cool, and maybe Spyderco's even considering it and just not saying anything. If they do decide to do something like this with popular models like the Manix 2, the Para 3, the PM2, right? Which is hard because those are the ones that people, you know, that retailers do as exclusives. It would be cool to see just a couple of different color options, a couple of different steel options, a lightweight option versus a G10 or full weight option, right? And then over time, it would be neat to see it expand a little bit, while still leaving room for the retailers to do their own thing, have their own special thing, so that people are shopping through the retailers and checking out what that retailer has to offer and not going directly through, you know, if Spyderco did a custom shop where they're like, nobody gets exclusives anymore, we're going to do it all, well, then the retailer's probably going to be less inclined to work with them. And, you know, then, but at the same time, it's like people don't go and check out these retailers for Spyderco knives. So these retailers do have a relationship that I would imagine Spyderco wants to maintain. So it's tricky. There are elements there, right? And again, I'm not pretending to understand it all, but gosh, stuff like this in a variety of different oddball, like, can you imagine like a magenta, you know, and maybe a yellow or an orange, right? Stuff that we don't see through the lightweight. There's a bajillion colors. Obviously, they have the ability to do this in-between stuff, you know? I'd love a lime green G10 and DLC coated Manix 2 in crew wear. That'd be cool, right? There's a lot of stuff that nobody's done as a dealer exclusive. They could, I mean, it would be an interesting option. Again, I'm not saying Spyderco is like, has some malicious intent, and that's the reason we don't have this stuff, right? And it's not going to stop the people down there. If you see that down there, right? Spyderco's evil and they're charging too much money and an evil corporation stealing all of our oil. You know, no. No, it's not. From my perspective, that's not what's happening, right? But it would be cool to have something like that. And every now and then I see an exclusive and I'm like, God dang, that's neat. I should have been ready to go, right? A lot of times I feel like the people who were complaining were just like, they had no idea it even existed. And then like they see it like 3 months later and then they go to check and they're mad because it's like, that's not Spyderco's fault or the retailer's fault. That's the person who did, like, if you weren't aware, you weren't aware. Sorry. There's lots of stuff in this world, right? I mean, outside of knives, there's lots of stuff in the knife world, but there's lots of stuff in this world that just people are unaware of and we just don't get to experience because we weren't ready in the moment, right? So, but I can also understand completely why some people get upset because they are ready to go. They do have the money ready. They budgeted, they saved, right? They go to the retailer or wherever Spyderco wants them to go for the sprint run and they try to buy it and the site crashes. And then a whole bunch of other people get them, or worse, bots. And then the person who legitimately wanted it to carry and use it or just have it in their collection and not turn around and sell it on eBay for a markup doesn't get it. That's frustrating, right? Or people who just, they try to get it and sometimes models sell out so quickly they just can't. That is frustrating, right? There's always other things to buy, right? I mean, there's no, like, when I miss stuff, I'm like, dang it. And then I just, you know, oh, well, like, I'm not going to let it ruin my day. There's always other stuff to buy, and there will always be more stuff to buy, right? Chances are you'll forget about it in 24 hours anyway. But it is frustrating. It would be nice if there was more of a, well, all right, well, I'll just go to the custom shop and make what I want, or as close as I can, right? I just had a bug out made, another custom bug out. And I was like, God dang, I've never seen an exclusive bug out that I want more than the one I just made, right? Some people, that way it just gives some people different recourse. So this is less about the Knife Joker exclusive version of this. And the reason is, guys, if you're disappointed in this video, if you're like, why didn't he talk about it? It's a lightweight Manix 2. I've reviewed it before. It's recommendable. This is one of the nicest versions that I've seen. it's the same Manix 2, right? I like this knife a lot. It's absolutely one of the most recommendable U.S. Spyderco knives out there, but it's a variant that makes me want to talk about this stuff. So it's been 15 minutes. I don't think we need to talk about this anymore. Yeah, let's go ahead and finish up here. Thank you so much again to the gentleman who lent this to me. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.